Good morning, it's a Sunday, it's a beautiful day. Well, it's not weather-wise because it's been raining all morning, but it's still a beautiful day because this is day one of my next big project. The big mystery project. Look at all this oak I've been and bought. I got some of it cheap because it's a bit knotty and a bit cracked, but I reckon I can get some components out of that bit. Some of it's very cupped, but it doesn't matter because the components I'm going to be creating are sort of thin strips, so I'll be able to cut it up, and then that'll make it, I'll make the cup not a problem. These bits are quite clean, so the sort of major parts will come out of there. There's a crack running through that one that does go all the way through. It doesn't matter. That one's nice and clean. These two here were one piece, but we had to cut it in half. You see that line, the white line there? Yeah, we had to cut it in half to just get it in my car. And it was also very heavy. So yeah, 160 quid's worth of oak, which is when you think about what I'm building, which I'm not telling you what it is, but yeah, it's not that much from what I'm going to end up with. Now, this is by far the most ambitious project I'm embarking on. The component count for this thing is 71. There are 71, excuse me, ooh, burp. There are 71 components. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a lot of iron hole planar thicknessing. So I'm going to roughly cut out, because I know the component shape, so I'm going to roughly cut out the lengths to make the oak more easier to handle. And then I'm going to sort of flatten them. And I'm going to hopefully do it on the iron ore, because each component is quite small. I can cut these into chunks that I can then just run through the iron ore, which will save me from surfacing and all that business. Which I don't need to do, because I'll tell you this, it ain't a table. Alright, I'm going to cut it there and see you when I've got the wood inside. A little shot of the wood. Oh, here I am again on the old voiceover. Yeah, so I've lugged all the wood in, and now I'm starting to try and figure out where all the little pieces, all 70 odd pieces, are going to fit, how I'm going to get them out of the wood that I've got. And it's a real head scratcher, because you're trying to be as efficient as you can, you're trying to use as much of the wood as you can, but I just found it very difficult, because I had to hold lots of numbers in my head, and I had to put something there, and I think, yeah, that would work there, and then but that would leave me a certain amount off the end, and then you have to look at the wood and you think, well, okay, this wood is this wide, but there's a giant knot hole there, and there's a crack there, and so you have to sort of leave bits. So yeah, it was a real head scratcher. And as you can see in the video, I'm kind of just doing a lot of standing around and thinking. It's a lot of thinking time. How do you bill a client for that if you are not a lawyer? Standing around thinking time, yeah, man hours. Yeah, an hour of thinking time, that's £50. But I make progress, and I'm trying to sort of lay everything out. I will give you a sneak preview of what happens, because obviously I'm a lot further on in real life than where I'm now editing this video. But all this planning, I basically throw it all away as I'm cutting, just because of various reasons that you'll see in the upcoming videos. Anyway, I'm nearly finishing now, so I'll shut up for a bit, let some music play, and then I'm sure I'll come back for some more chit chat in a minute. Oh, blimey, how do people do this? So, I think I've got most of the bits. I got that one, that one, that one. I still need 4 of those, which are 85 by 6.5 by 4 centimetres. Done, 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 done. And I need 4 of those, which are 55 by 4 by 4. I'm hoping I can find that in amongst all this stuff here. Other than that, I'm going to have to go back and get another chunk. But, you know, I'm going to worry about that later on. Look though. I mean, this wood here is all over the shop. But because I'm cutting out basically 2 centimetre slats, it's not going to matter that much, is it? But look, I've got all that wasted chopping board. All that wasted chopping board. So I leave myself with some chopping boards. Solid oak chopping boards. Maybe I'll cut that into make a fancy one. But if I put those two together, so if I didn't have that as an offcut, and I didn't have that as an offcut, and that was actually together somehow, then I could don't know. Then I don't know. Oh, maybe just don't worry about it. Just go for it. If you have to buy some more wood, you have to buy some more wood, don't you? Right, I'll be cutting now. Do some cutting up. Yeah, so here I am going at the old oak with my little old trusty DeWalt circular saw, and I've got to say, for the first time, I started to think that this chap is not really up to it. I know oak is a hardwood, and it is hard, but I'm having to take 3, sometimes 4 passes to get through, and pretty soon it starts to struggle. Is that, do you think, because the blade is a bit dull? Not so sure. Anyway, oh, there's a visit from the dogs. They must have just come back from a walk or something. But anyway, yeah, it starts to struggle, as you will see shortly. Oh. Having battery problems. These batteries just aren't powerful enough to run this motor, and this battery is knocking on a bit, so it don't last very long. I'm sure it used to last a much longer time. It's also got sawdust in there, so you can't really see the lights lighting up. But anyway, I'm going to need a new battery. And this one won't charge at the moment because it's got too hot. So I've been using it too much. Which is stupid, isn't it? Is it going to charge? No, look, see the orange light? That means it's too hot to charge. So I'll just leave it there for a bit. I'm going to go in. So I've still got a lot of chopping to do. A lot of cutting to do with my saw. My circular saw, and I've got no battery, but they're expensive, so I'm not going to buy one, certainly not this month. So I guess I'll go in now. Playtime's over. Right, well, if you have been watching, thanks very much, and if you think you'd like to guess what I'm making, then go ahead and leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. With the offcuts, I'll tell you what I'll do. With the offcuts, I'll make one of my beautiful chopping boards. Like with that one, I'll make a beautiful chopping board, and the first person who doesn't know me and what goes on in my life, the first stranger, and my decision is final, will get a free chopping board, and I'll post it to you and everything. How about that? Okay, see you next time.